Now that's a long board. Welcome back to the Wallace Farm and Sawmill, guys. As you can see behind us, Brittany and I yesterday got into some long lumber. We're actually maxing the sawmill out, and we are sawing 21 foot, 2-inch thick, 6-inch wide, true 2x6s.
They are long and heavy.
They're long and they're very heavy, guys. So this order calls for 42, 43, 40 something that we've got to cut of these things right here. And, well, we only cut about 20 yesterday. We got 16 right here and a few on the side. I guess we're going to start out with you guys by edging out a couple of these big things. And then we are going to take them and stack them up somewhere so that Mr. Wayne can pick them up this afternoon. But, yeah, I don't know. We're not huge fans of maxing out length of the sawmill.
No.
Sometimes it's not too bad to try to max out your capacities, like big log wise, not 20 feet long though, because on these it really relies on the both of us to work. Well, we'll show you. You'll see how we have to work this out to get them out of here, because, well, a 20 foot 2x6 can be like a rubber band if you grab one end. We'll show you.
We're going to attempt to grab these off of the sawmill with the tractor so we don't have to unload or hand load each one of these. So let's see how this goes. Made it through one post. Now to clear this post. And he's out.
So check this out right here. These three top, I'll probably go ahead and say the fourth. These would be good because you can see it's outside of that. But this is what you'd call a bark inclusion. And you can see that there's actually bark in between the layers here, and then the tree kind of grew around it. But it's kind of how it goes sometimes when you're cutting long stuff and knotty stuff. And you can end up with something like this where there's a bark inclusion. But the good thing is, I mean, that's probably a 10 footer from there to there. And close to a 10 footer. No, I'm going to say this is about 11, and this is probably 9-ish, to be honest. But very usable pieces, just got to cut out these sections. So these are actually a customer's logs, and it can be like that sometimes. So sometimes you need to cut over the amount you think you need, because you never know when you're going to run into a bad piece like that. We're going to go over here and pick out some of the better looking, less knotty pieces to cut his long stuff out of, because we don't want that to happen again. All right, I went ahead and picked out our next log because, well, I got to cut another log, but then I got to run these edges too. So getting a little cart before the horse here, grabbing my next log. But I'm going to go ahead and cut it to length. Here's what we learned. I don't know if it's different per se on the LT40 walk along versus the stationary like we have. But on the stationary mill that we have, if your blade is scrubbing the log as it comes down, and it barely exits the other end, okay? So the max length you can cut on this mill is 20 foot, 10.5 inches. Anything longer and you can't get the blade out, or you can't get the blade back and down and back in. So that's our max length. We're gonna cut this guy 20 feet, maybe 8 inches, maybe 6 to 8 inches. That's gonna be what we're gonna do, because anything over that, we can't handle it.
that tape measure, it won't go back in any farther than this. So this one goes in the garbage. All right, next step in this process is to get these boards edged into 2x6s. So that's what we're about to do.
All right, straight up. Oh, what you need? Make sure it clears.
They're heavy.
Bad heavy. So if you didn't see or get what I was saying earlier, see how we barely have clearance to get the blade back and behind this? Right there, I have a finger width between. And we cut them off on that end with that. Yesterday, when we were cutting the log, we were a little bit over length, and we had to break them off as they got to the end. We'd have to pick up on the board till it snapped free. So we went ahead and cut that 4 to 6 inches off there so that we could actually clear it, which is, it's going to be right. It's going to be long enough. 20 foot 8 inches right now. maybe some of the worst lumber ever. I don't know, but
Pretty bad.
there was a lot of bark inclusions in that. All jokes aside, I think we ended up with like 26, 28 boards out of the log. Usable 20-foot 2x6s, 12 maybe. You know, so, well, full length, I should say. There's probably 15 good 10-foot 2x6s in there too. So there's lots of good material, just not full length good 2x6 material. But there's no way you can make rafters without having some short uprights and some short sections too. So I'm sure they will find their use. But here's the facts. That's not our log. We were sawing that log for Mr. Wayne. He brought them in. It's a big knotty pine log. You know, that's a big chance of that happening inside of those. So we just got to saw what we got and make, and Mr. Wayne can make, you know, as much use of it as possible through the short sections and the long sections. But like I said, I do think we ended up getting 12, probably from those outside jacket boards, probably 12 really nice ones. We got a mess over here to pick up because it's just really awkward and hard to deal with 20-foot sticks that are like 2x2s.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got an idea though. I'm gonna show Brittany what I'm thinking on a way to get these out and stack them up.
He's gonna make it a lot easier for us. He did go ahead and get those cut in half, and now he's going to get the excavator to come over here and pick them up and throw them away in the slab pile. Perfect. So once again, that excavator has come in super handy around here at the sawmill. Tyler's getting the excavator put back up. I come over here to check out this log. It's not near as big as the other one was, but it is still a little knotty. So maybe this log will produce better lumber than the last one did. These long logs like this are hard to finagle in here in between these two posts. I think this is a 20-foot opening. Squeezed right in there. So we got the log in here pretty easy. Hopefully it's that easy to get this log sawed up.
Now guys, it's a matter of lining this thing up to perfection because it's at our max length. So it's got to be perfect this way and that way on the mill bed, because if it's too far that way, the blade can't go down. If it's too far this way, the blade can't exit out. So I guess we need to make sure it's there, Britt. Let's load it up and get it on there.
Let's figure it out.
You tell me this. Is there better lumber in this log than the last log?
I sure hope so. I think there's going to be.
Maybe we should title this one, Are These Worth Sawing?
Yeah.
I think it is worth sawing.
Oh, yeah.
All jokes aside. But you definitely, with these big, knotty, long lengths of logs, are going to find some boards are not going to work out, and some will. So let's see how many we can get out of this one. I estimate Good usable 2x6 is 10 from this log. What do you got?
I say 8.
She said 8 good ones. I say 10 good ones. We'll even give them a good old shake and let you guys get a fair shakedown of, are they really going to stay a true 2x6 or are they going to break in half? Now, guys, we are going to offload these boards. We have 8 out of the center, 3 off the sides, but that's not the question. The question is, how many good ones do we have? I think they are all good.
They look to be.
I will show you guys in a moment the difference in a knot that is encapsulated with bark versus a knot that is fully grown through. These look to be good. Yeah, this is a great 2x6 right here.
Much better.
Still hard to deal with because they're 20.5 foot long.
For sure. Alright, so we're going now to put these boards over here where the other ones are. This log turned out a ton better than that last log did. Now I'm gonna hop on a ride with it.
Well, we can take the headphones off for now. Guys, if you're wondering why we have them stacked like that, it's because the trailer that's coming to get them is going to have fender wells on it. So we're just going to have to roll them off into the trailer. So there's no point in stacking them to perfection. Besides, they're going back to be stacked where they will be stickered and all that on their location. Don't have a flat deck, we got to roll them in. You know, we don't want to be out here with straps and big pallets of wood flopping and flipping each direction, and I think it's best just to roll them in like that. And if the customer doesn't mind, which Wayne does not, it's no big deal. He's on the way now to come get those. We actually got 39 total boards over there. And if you want to know something really neat, I'm the winner chicken dinner because we had 11 good boards. You said 8. I said 10.
Hey,
so
there
I'm
was
closest.
8 out of our
center cap.
Our center cap.
Center cut there. Yeah. It is actually really neat to see how one log can differ so much from the other one, because that log actually had some knots on the outside, and it was not a perfect log, you know, it wasn't a grade log as far as no knots or anything, but all of its knots were fully encapsulated in the wood, not with bark inclusions. So we got 11 good ones out of that relatively small log, and we had that huge log yesterday that made like 26, 28 boards, but only half of them were good.
Yeah.
So it's really neat to see that all 11 of those boards they were not going to break.
No.
They're very good boards for, you know, making rafters or whatever they're going to make out of them. But it's just really neat to see how 2 logs can be so vastly different. Because the first one, guys, we were like, man, I don't know that we shouldn't have cut this thing in half.
Yeah.
We did get some good ones, though. So it's part of it. This is the customer's logs. So that's a good thing. Because if we had to cut 20 footers, for example, and sell them to a customer, then we would have had to cull half of that log and found another use for it elsewhere, because they would not have been sellable. But since we were just being paid to saw the log, well, we get paid to saw it whether the log is great or not. So there's a little method of madness, or a look into the mind of it, you know, from the sawyer's perspective, I guess you'd say. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We are getting ready to go do some other stuff on the house. You know what? Should we take them for a little quick inside home tour?
Let's take them inside.
See you guys at the new addition. And welcome, guys, into the new addition to our house. Look at that pine lumber up there. We still got to strip out some seams up there, but there is some dried and plain pine lumber in the top. And back behind us here, you can see the entrance to the bathroom over there. And then there's a big washroom right behind that in that corner. And then we got this big tall wall over here that we can hang all kind of cool stuff on. But just wanted to show you guys a little bit of that. We're actually really happy with this, but not gonna lie, it's been a little bit consuming lately. And this is all we've been doing. So no extracurricular activities. It's just been this. And we're kind of excited to be done with that. I'm gonna turn you guys this way. I wanna show you something. Got some fire resistant concrete board here and some things done in behind there in preparation for a nice wood heater that's gonna go up and out right there. It's gonna be really nice. We'll be able to heat with wood, and I guess you guys can guess where we're gonna be getting all of our extra wood for our own fireplace. So
we got enough of that.
Free wood to off the scraps to keep the house warm all through the winter for the next 4 months. So anyway, that is going to do it for today's video. Miss Brittany, what you want to add?
Don't forget to check out our Patreon page and our Instagram page, and all the good links, they'll be down in the description below.
Check those out. Links in the description below, guys. And until next time.
See ya.
Bye.